DC here, hi guys and gals. Well, it's Wednesday. I'm almost home after a walk and thought I'd just stop on this bench and make a little vlog. Behind me, there's a football pitch, but of course, as we're Wednesday, nobody's actually playing. But there's quite a few joggers. I've noticed that schools are schools started in the phys ed classes. I guess they're trying to get them back into shape or what. There's a lot of students out jogging. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Even if they are jogging around here, it's not gonna bother me. I was reading this morning in a devotion, but there was an article within a devotion that was talking about Emily Dickinson's small, very short poem, I'm Nobody, But Who Are You? And it's interesting because, for one thing, if you go and look into Emily Dickinson, the poetess herself, in her life, and I think, when did she die? She died something like in the late 1860s, I think. And in her lifetime, she was never popular, nobody. She was not a known person as far as that goes. And then when she, after post-mortem, her poems became known. And it was quite interesting in a way because I think the poem I'm talking about was known in 1890 or something like that. So that's quite amusing, because the poem, which says, I'm nobody, but who are you? It kind of gives I find a good apology for anonymity. And I'm just looking over there because there's a elderly person. I've noticed the person. I'm making a slight parenthesis. Elderly person is walking with a mask, and in the middle of nowhere, and I see her quite regularly. And I often wonder, it's her right to wear a mask. I'm not saying that. I just often wonder, because there's a couple people around here that they walk alone and they wear a mask. So I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So I get back to Emily Dickinson and what she was saying. I found it actually very interesting because, the fact of I'm a nobody is a really interesting topic. I think that, it tells a lot about, if you're a nobody, and in the poem, I wish I could remember it now completely, but I think basically the person says, well, and you are too, so we are, we're together, or something like that. So it does talk a lot about, that as far as the nobodies in the world, there's a lot of us, aren't there? And there's something very comforting about that in your nobodiness, you're not alone. Actually, the celebrities and the famous people of the world are usually the ones who are much more alone. Kind of interesting to hear about that and to think about that in a way. Of course, that's just partially true, but it is. I find it's something that's nice to think about, because the nobodies are the majority, and so that makes us part of the in group. Yeah, I was just a few short thoughts that came to mind when I was thinking about that. It's a strange little poem, though. I mean, it's what they call a half rhyming poem. I mean, there's certain sonnets or whatever verses that really don't rhyme, but that's made that way. Oops, logger's itch. Yeah. Anyway, and here we are. I mean, on YouTube, and basically the people are going to be watching this we're all a bunch of nobodies, aren't we? But we're happy nobodies, and I think actually that goes into. Was there a question in one of the tags this week about would you prefer to get out of your comfort zone, or would you, what would you risk? Something like that. I did it yesterday and I already can't remember. But I was thinking, we're if you're happy, overall happy where you are, you don't have to go searching for something else. Now, I know that, many people, and frankly, myself included, we could all use, more money or whatever. Some people say, well, you got it good. And I would say I do. But, when you live in Switzerland, expenses are equal to what you earn. So end up being actually equal to what you are in many countries. But I wasn't going to talk about money. Yeah. I'm a nobody. And so, but who are you? I like that one. Because, so many times in my life, I've worked in pretty fancy places, and I remember particularly when I was, of my time in Oxford, where, academics is one thing, but where you come from. There's a lot of people with silver spoons over there. And like where you've done your undergraduate studies, where you've done your PhD or who you studied with, who you are with now at that period is something that was really, really very much looked upon. Yeah. I was at the time with, Sir Jack Baldwin. He wasn't actually a sir when I was there, but he was, getting there. And it was like a badge of honor, Hey, I was at Oxford. I was with Sir Jack Baldwin and so on. But you know what? Many, 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 many other people were as well. And it then never made me a somebody. Actually, if anything, I was going to say I was definitely one of the nobodies in the group. And that was, in a way, kind of nice. You're part of the crowd, but not the one with the spotlight. So you could be much more yourself. You didn't have to play. Anyway. Okay, I guess that's it. I've been chatting long enough, and you're listening to a nobody. But who are you? DC signing off. Take care, everybody, and hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.